everybody doing? It's Paul from Magpie 24/7, back again with another view from the van, and the view is a little bit dark because, well, still hard at craft, still, Mr. No Days Off and all that, but looking forward to definitely some time off tomorrow, heading to St James's Park to see Newcastle United take on Everton. Frank Lampard's Everton down in 14th they are at the moment. They are making the trip up to Tyneside to take on an in-form, a mean-looking Newcastle United side who went down, of course, to Manchester at the weekend, like probably many of the supporters, to be fair, and give Manchester United a good old bloody nose. And in a ground where we've got a shite record, really. We stood up there, we were counted, and I think we were really unlucky not to leave Old Trafford with at least a goal or two and potentially 3 points as well. So check out Carl's review of that game. He was down at the match at the weekend, but with Joe Linton hitting the woodwork twice, with Callum Wilson, kind of an absolute obvious, clear as you like, unlike the light at the moment, penalty waved away. There's every chance that we could have and should have again have got a victory in that one, but it's another draw. We are proving difficult nuts to crack at the back. The meanest defence now in the entire league, with only 9 goals conceded all season, and that has to be the foundation, especially with players missing like Isaac and St Maximin with recurring injuries. Unfortunately, that is the story of the season so far. On top of everything that's sort of gone well this season, and it is. We're sitting 6th in the table at the moment. We could get as high as 5th after the game tomorrow. The injuries are concerning that they keep coming back round, and in a way, this World Cup being where it is probably a good thing to be able to get some of these key players back, because again, as we've touched on many times when I've done these videos, the issue is not with the first team quality. The issue is in the depth of the squad and the quality of the replacements that come in when we are missing your St Maximum, when we are missing your Isaacs. We haven't got that depth there yet. We are very much a work in progress and having to work towards the rules and the ceilings and stuff like that for Jurgen Klopp, so he doesn't get his niggers in a bastard twist. But yeah, we're going to welcome Everton up to St James's, and always a little bit of spice in between the two sets of supporters, and I think certainly a little bit of spice in between the two sets of players. Last time out down at Woodison Park, it obviously finished 1-0 to Everton, and that was a result that was probably a catalyst for them staying up, to be honest, because they were balls deep in trouble last season, no doubt about it. Every indication, I think, was pretty much that they may have gone down, and it would have maybe been a little bit of humble pie for them if they had have gone down. But look, credit to them, they stayed up. Lampard did the business, repaired the damage from when Rafa was there, and again, for them, I suppose, like us in a lot of ways, it's a work in progress to sort of try and get them again pushed up that league. They're down at 14th at the moment. They're going to be nowhere near relegation for this season. Not going to be in that battle, I don't think. So it's a season about progressing and transitioning and getting nearer to the new stadium, I guess. But there'll be needle, there'll be beef, there'll be a great atmosphere at St James's Park tomorrow, no doubt about that. And the players will probably remember the 98th or 99th minute winner that they scored last time out down at Woodison. A strange game, but it was what they needed to do, to stay up. And no doubt Newcastle want to put the record straight. We of course beat them at our own place last season. I think it was 3-1 off the top of my head. I think it was once a piece, was it, at half time, and then 3-1 full-time result. So cracking game, cracking goals, if I remember rightly, and stuff as well. So a repeat tomorrow would be absolutely great. It's going to be a physical game, I've no doubt about it. Two sets of players who will smash each other to bits to try and get the points, and the points, like I say, could be huge for Newcastle, and that's what we're concentrating on. 3 points in the game. tomorrow, and you could be sitting there in 5th after playing 11 games, and that would be remarkable, absolutely remarkable. And for all the talk of Newcastle buying this, that and the other, it's it's a huge credit to Eddie Howe, the coaches, improving the players that were already there, like Miggy, and then also bringing in quality reinforcements, and not all for huge ticket prices. Some great bargains in amongst it all. But I think at the moment, and worth mentioning at the moment when you're talking about bargains, the biggest bargain, man of the match at the weekend, Fabian Schär, he has shaken off a bit of a foot problem that he's got. He'll be involved in the squad tomorrow, which is absolutely fantastic. 3.5 million is an absolute fucking steal. Absolute steal. And we've had some bargains. Trippier for 12 million, Pope for around about the 10 mark. Some fantastic bargains for Newcastle, and this is why you have to laugh when Jurgen Klopp gets his knickers in a fucking twist talking about money that's been spent when he's pumped £100 million in striker, and we're getting quality bargains like those sorts of players and stuff like that. So he can take his ceilings and stick it where the sun don't fucking shine. But yeah, tomorrow's game, my only concern will be how much rotation is done, because clearly with St Maximum and Isaac out, our striking options really are down to Callum Wilson, who is injury prone, as we all sadly know, and also Wood. So I'm expecting Wood to actually start tomorrow and to rest Wilson, because I don't think he's capable of playing 3 games in a week, and I think he'll keep him more fresh for this weekend's tricky away game against Spurs. So I'm expecting Wood to play tomorrow. I'm expecting the likes of Matty Target to be given some game time tomorrow, and I think he'll rest somebody like Dan Burn, or even possibly a Sven Botman, just make a change so he's resting up and he's freshening up at least one of his defenders for the weekend's game, which is bound to be a difficult assignment. So I expect changes at the back, changes throughout the team. In the middle of the park, do you rest Bruno? To me, I want him to play every single game, but he's human at the end of the day. I know some of his performances are off the fucking park, but he is human after all. You've got Joe Willock, who had a bit of an illness going into the game against Manchester United, so was benched. I expect Joe Willock to come back into the team, and it's one of the midfielders that's going to be missing out at the end of the day. Willock can do a similar type job. I'm not saying he's the same sort of player or in the same league, but I do expect some of them to be dropped out. And Joe Linton's missed a few starts, hasn't he, recently? So he could well play tomorrow and give Bruno that little bit of a rest, and also just with regards to worrying about injuries and stuff, we'll just take it ultra steady and ultra careful. And that's the sort of manager that we've got in Eddie Howe. He will take it slow, he will take it steady, he won't want to take unnecessary risks. So this is what I mean. I honestly think that there is going to be changes for this game. Yes, keeping players who are performing well and doing well and don't really want to change the team if it's winning, but at the same time, with a quite a thin squad, there has to come changes. You're looking at Elliot Anderson, he's got to have been pounding the door down for a start at some sort of point, and again, a game like tomorrow could be the perfect opportunity, the perfect situation to be able to bring Elliot Anderson in and give him that to give him that start and everything. So let me know what you think down below. What changes would you make with regards to keeping things fresh, and with regards to sort of trying to protect players as much as possible from getting injuries and picking up niggles and knocks and stuff? Because I just think the likes of Callum Wilson, at the moment, he's too much of a prize asset to risk. If he gets injured, we're literally then down to just Chris Wood again. And we saw last season, although we were picking up points, we don't look the same animal with Wilson not in there. So perhaps bench Wilson, play Wood, play a few others, and then if things aren't going great, or if it's still a draw after so many minutes or whatever, then Eddie Howe will then look to bring them off the bench. But if we're 1 or 2 goals up, looking okay, doing the business, maybe Wood's notched, then you would think to yourself, those players might not be risked in this game. with the greatest of respect, and then looking towards the weekend and a very difficult game against an informed Spurs side. So again, it's having to box clever, it's having to box smart, given the ridiculous congestion of the fixtures and stuff like that because of the World Cup being in the winter. We'll just switch on the light there for a bit more. Yes, I'm still here. So I think there will definitely be a little bit of having to box smart, box clever. Obviously the keeper stays the same. I think we still play 4 at the back, but as I've said earlier, I think Matty Target will come in on the left hand side. I think the right hand side, if Kraft had been fit, I think he would have come in. I know we've got Magpie who can play there. I think Trippier may get another start, but I think he'll be one that's subbed off somewhere in the second half, to be honest. Maybe he'll fancy a free kick. He likes them, doesn't he? He likes them. Look, it's a good fit to see him smash a goal past Jordan Pickford. So, I'd imagine Trippier will probably still play. I think we're going to make changes at the back. Like I said, maybe Dan Burn rested. You play Fabian Schär and Botman, and then for the weekend we have a swap with Botman and Dan Burn, something like that. So again, you're just trying to keep things fresh. You're trying to keep things players fit and available, for selection. That's basically the primary thing to do. Out in the wide positions, Elliot Anderson has got to be worth a shout to come in maybe on the left hand side to give Jacob Murphy a little bit of a breather or something. I don't think John Joe will be involved at all. He'll be on the bench, but I'm not, from a start perspective, I just can't see it with how ultra cautious that Eddie Howe is. On the other side, Miggy, well, he likes to run like the Duracell bunny, so I think he'll get another opportunity to do that. Chris Wood up top. Then you're talking about your middle combination, and I think Joe Willett comes back into the team again to leave somebody out to freshen it up. I think Joe Linton plays. And then I think he may keep Sean Longstaff in and bench Bruno again, just to protect the lad, protect the player, not expect too much out of it. If he does start, if Bruno does start, there's no way that he completes the game at all. With some of the rough tackles that were getting chucked in at the weekend by those prawn sandwich eating bastards. Again, I think he's just going to want to protect. He's going to want to protect the team, to protect the squad. I think we've only got 5 or 6 games to go before this World Cup begins. So, you know what I mean? It's so important with the games coming thick and fast that we aren't missing some of our showpiece marquee type players for any time at all. St. Maximum, I know today Eddie Howe in the press conference has said, look, it's very, very minor, but it's the 3rd time that this very, very minor thing has happened, so we've got to be careful. I honestly, hand on heart, don't think we'll see him before the World Cup break. I think it'll be afterwards, which when you consider, I think he's only played 3 or 4 out of the 10 games that we've played so far. He's only had starts in about 3 games. That's really, really sad. It's going to be 3-4 starts out of 12, isn't it, after this week's rest of these games. So it's a sad situation. We want to get the Saint back in, but we don't want them to get back in and they continuously get re-injured. So I know it's a thing that he touched on today in the press conference, and something that they're looking to get sorted out sharpish. So fingers crossed, and especially with the the training ground redevelopments and stuff like that, they should be coming to the end of the line over this winter sort of break into the new year. All the disruption on that may help when things settle down at the training ground. It may help with extra facilities and things that they've put in to the newly designed the newly renovated bungalow, shall we say. So hopefully that all helps the situation as well. Gutting to hear about Isaac. He definitely won't be seen until after the World Cup, and I think it's important that he has a good, gets back as soon as he can, and then when we're over in Saudi Arabia or wherever we go for this warm weather training, when we play this mid-season sort of friendly or whatever we're going to be playing against European opposition, as it's speculated, he's fit and available to join in with that. Maybe gets a game, gets some time in the third round of the FA Cup in early January, and then he really picks up pace and he has a run of games in the team, because new league, new teammates, new club. and yeah, we've seen no doubt undoubted quality from the lad, but at the same time it's been missing for so much. So that's a stressful, difficult position. It'll no doubt be an issue for him as well. So, you know, it'll be affecting him a little bit. But it's important we get him back for that, you know, during that period, and he is ready to go, and he is ready to come out swinging and fighting when it comes to the resumption of you know, Premier League football after this World Cup break. So massive for him. So yeah, changes to definitely I think are going to be made across the team tomorrow. That's just the nature of the beast with the fixtures. You're playing on a Sunday, then you're playing on a Wednesday, then you're playing again at the weekend. It's disappointing, you know, 200 odd mile round trip, and we might not even get to see the strongest team that we would be able to field because of the risk of injury and fatigue and player management and all that sort of thing. But yeah, no doubt Eddie Howe will have all the sports scientists, all the new additions to the club around all the data from last weekend's game, like a fly around shit. He'll be obviously liaising with the medical people. They'll have huge input into what minutes they are able to do, what they aren't able to do, and so on and so forth. So yeah, huge game. Newcastle at home at St James's Park. We have to go for the victory. If we approach it like we've done, you know, for example against Manchester City, then we should have no problems whatsoever against Everton. Everton aren't even the side that they've been over, you know, the last couple of seasons. It is a rebuilding progress. It is a job in sort of mid progress for them, you know, to try and get slowly and surely back up the Premier League. Despite the countless amount of money and cash that they've spent, it just hasn't worked for them, has it? And again, it's further credence to what Eddie Howe's been saying about doing things the right way and looking at the characters and building the club up and not wanting to make mistakes. I think Darren Eagles said that in his interview. We really can't afford mistakes. And I think Everton are an example of that. A club who have had money but have made mistakes in the transfer market, have just rushed in to sign somebody for the sake of signing somebody, put them on huge contracts. It hasn't worked. You haven't been able to move them out, and it's stagnated or made the club go backwards in the short term and stuff like that. But yeah, looking forward to tomorrow. Cracking game, cracking atmosphere under the lights. Hopefully 3 points. It'll make the 200 odd mile journey for yours truly definitely worth it, and put a smile on my face and everything. So that'll be all good. So we'll get a review up. It'll be a little bit more well lit than this particular one. Thanks for sticking with me if you've got to the end of the video, and if you have, please do subscribe to Magpie 24/7. Hit the button. It doesn't cost anything, but it just helps to support and spread the word and grow the YouTube side of it, which again I keep harping on about. But when you see when you see views and you see subscribers, and it doesn't marry up, and the people who are watching the videos aren't, you know, subscribers, you're just like, please do hit that subscribe button. It does mean a lot. Trying to get it above 1,000, which is a major target of ours. So please, yeah, if you haven't already, consider hitting the subscribe button and the like button, because obviously it helps the algorithm and helps the videos and the channel, you know, to be found more easily, shall we say. So yeah, let me know down below who's going to be rested, who's going to be playing. Are we going to stick to the same formation? Is there anybody who you are desperate to be able to see giving a chance in the team tomorrow? Is that Elliot Anderson? Does he deserve that start? Is he ready? Is this the right opportunity to bring Elliot Anderson in? Who's your two at the back going to be? Does Matty Targett need to come back in as well? All down below. And yeah, will there be a review after the game, just as soon as we can get the review out? And yeah, check out the other videos on the channel as well. So all that's left to say in the meantime is take care, keep it tuned. If you go to the match, enjoy yourself, sing, be happy, support the lads. Let's push them on to 3 points. It's going to be difficult, they're going to be tired, but we can make it a magic atmosphere under the lights tomorrow, no doubt about that. Yeah, take care, keep it tuned, and I'll speak to you later.